Hi everybody, welcome back to Three Sisters Homestead. Today we are in the garden and I'm going to give you guys our first garden tour of the year, and it is the end of May. So I think we are going to start up here with the grain stalks and our little containers. That'll be the best place to start. So our first grain stalk here is full of lettuce. Some of it is in different stages because this bigger stuff was started inside and then there wasn't enough to fill up the grain stalk. So we started some more outside and then threw some seeds in here as well. So some of it's ready for harvest, some of it's not. I'm going to harvest that probably tomorrow because some of it I'm going to take to work and eat it for lunch. Then over here there are some flowers in the ground. This here is yarrow, and then there's lamb's quarters. You can eat that as well. That is a wild edible. There's a tomato there. I'm not sure what these ones are called, but these are a wildflower as well. And then there's some marigolds right here. Oh, bear's barking. What's he barking at? And then there are some cosmos, some dandelions. We don't mind these being in here. And then this little piece of trellising is to keep the kids from walking in here on our flowers, because there's marigolds and cosmos and stuff in here. And then we put some moonflower seed, that's right here, to grow on that. These are also a flower. I'm trying to think what these are called. They're a little blue vine, they're not really vining, but they kind of look viney, and just a little blue flower on them. When those bloom in next month or so, I'll show you guys those. These are the 2 lavender plants that survived that I started from seed last year. This one is a little bit more behind than this one, but this one actually has a little bloom on it. There's some flowers that we potted up. That one Mackenzie got from school. That is a zinnia, and that is our chamomile bucket. And then in the pink green stalk, all of these except for a 6-pack of reds I started from seed. The 6-pack of red was just to fill up a couple spots that were still empty. Mackenzie picked out the red color, but the rest of these I started from seed. And this is all seed that I either got from Baker Creek or I seed saved. But look how pretty those are. But I got the idea from Becky on Acre Homestead to fill an entire green stalk with petunias. So I thought it was really pretty that she did that, and I wanted to do it too. And then this green stalk, we put 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, I believe, 18 strawberry plants in. This is the type. I don't think that it said what kind of variety or anything. It just says Backyard Classic Everbearing. But we got these from a local greenhouse. So once these start to put out runners, we'll put them over to the next little pocket next to it to fill it out. This area doesn't have anything except for the pink dandelion there, and there was one over here somewhere, but I think it died, or maybe it got pulled out on accident. A couple sunflowers, a couple zinnias. This is the one and only orange zinnia that I got from a woman named Doris. She gave me a bunch of seeds that she has been seed saving from this orange zinnia for years. So I only got one to germinate, but that is the one and only of them that I have. So this is like my prized zinnia right now. I'm trying to make sure that it survives. That's the one and only. There's one more over there. A couple more sunflowers. Nothing in here, but this is going to be kale and collard greens, just like it was last year. One more zinnia there. And then this box, like the past couple of years, is all sweet peppers. This row here is supposed to be banana peppers, but they're all super tiny except for this one. But I have some banana peppers left over from a sale that we tried to do at the farmer's market, so I think I'm going to put those in here in the next couple days. And I have to show you guys our red, white, and blue flamingos that Mackenzie just had to have from Menards when I took her with me. She had a cow and had to have those, so we got them. These next couple rows are onions. Onions there, there, and there. Let's see if I can find the tag. Those ones are yellow Spanish. Those will say long day variety. We did a lot of onions this year, trying to take up more space to make sure that we got enough onions for a year. And then, I don't know, half of this row is leeks from that tag back. I almost forgot to do the trellis. I kind of skipped over it. So instead of doing cucumbers and cucamelons in this little box trellis like we have the past 2 years, I decided we were going to do beans in here. So last year we didn't grow enough beans at all, so we put more, what are they called? Trellising beans. What are they called though? Pole beans. Pole beans. We put pole beans all in here, along the inside, along that side, and then here. Some of them have come up, some of them haven't, so I reseeded the spots that are bare. And you see there's some there too. And here, there is, that is either, I believe that's chamomile. Yep. More beans here. This has been reseeded as well, so those will be coming up soon. But yeah, that is all green beans in there. Then Shy is filling up the buckets right now for us to water everything. But in this area, there is a zinnia. And then these are, what are these called? Artichokes. We keep calling these asparagus, but these are our artichokes. They aren't doing so good because the kids keep trampling them and the dogs, but they are in there. They're putting on new growth. So hopefully we get some. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them that are alive.
Oh, yeah, 6.
6 of them that are alive, I believe. And then a sunflower right in the middle. Okay. Then these next 3 rows are hot peppers. This entire row is jalapenos. One side is green, one side is yellow. This side looks like that tag says green, but oh, that tag is there still, yellow. Okay. The dogs keep messing with the tags and the peppers and stuff, the plants rather. So we're not sure. Just like the past couple of years, Mackenzie messing with them. Now the dogs are. But yep, green, yellow. So a whole row of jalapenos. And then these ones are, let's see if I can find the tags. Oh, somebody bit the top off this one completely. Jimmy. Anaheim. So these are our red peppers for red pepper flake. And then I believe that these ones are habaneros. Yep. Habaneros. Serrano. and more habanero. So these are our hot peppers and serranos. And then all of these cages from this row, that one we just transplanted so he looks a little bit sad. But all of these cages are Roma tomatoes. There are a total of 48 Roma tomato plants in these cages. This back row, the very back spot is more pole beans. And then the front of it is bush beans. So that's all beans. And on the end here, the volunteer sunflower and the marigold. All in this row is flowers. That's a marigold. There is vineweed. It is like a morning glory, so we do leave some of it. I know a lot of people disagree with that, say you shouldn't leave any of it because it is a noxious weed, but we do leave some. There's zinnias, cosmos. This vineweed is kind of overtaking that one, so should probably take that one out. More zinnia, more cosmo, and then the whole back row here is zinnias. Looks like there are a couple that don't look so good. That one and that one on the end. For some reason, anytime we put something right here, it gets trampled. So I'm not even sure we're gonna replant that. We'll see. And then this front row is all squash. So there's yellow squash, which is the yellow variety of zucchini. We don't actually like the yellow crookneck squash, so we just do a yellow zucchini. And then there is a green and white striped zucchini as well, and a just regular, I don't know if it's called green beauty or black beauty zucchini, but just the regular green zucchini. And then in this row, we did basically the same thing that we did last year. We interplanted well, we didn't actually interplant, I guess, not technically, but we did do kind of an interplanting. So we did tomatoes and celery and marigolds. We just put the tomatoes on this side of the row, celery on that side of the row, and then we put a couple marigolds intertwined in here through the whole row. But I was going to tell you guys the varieties, but yep, there's the tags. Some of the tags are just underneath the fabric. We did put this fabric down on most of the garden because we are just tired of weeding, to be honest with you guys. So we did our old trusted Marglobe. We did a couple plants of those. That one is black creme. If you guys have been around for a while, you know that black creme is my favorite. If you're new, welcome. Black creme is my favorite tomato. Let me know in the comments what your favorite tomato variety is. Let's see. This one is Tommy. So, Tommy is the name that we gave to the seed saved tomato that we've been seed saving for a couple years now. We'd been calling it a pink Roma, but it is, we don't even know what technically the cross is, but we know that this was crossed with a pink Brandywine. But we don't know what else it got crossed with. I think it got crossed with an F1 Roma variety, and that's why it has the shape that it does. But, yeah, this is the one that we've been seed saving for a couple years, and we decided to call it Tommy. This one looks like the tomato is completely gone. Yep, so that one needs a new tomato. Take that tag with me. So anyway, there's a couple of those. 1, 2, 3. Mariglobe. This is a Black Beauty. That is a new variety to us this year. The same one, Black Beauty, Black Beauty. This one is called Independence Day. That is also a new variety to us this year. Kellogg's Breakfast, Independence Day, Sart Relay. So we've tried to grow that one last year and we didn't get any from it. So cross our fingers that we actually get to try that this year. That one is a red brandy wine. That's a pink brandy wine. Looks like this one is also gone. Don't feel any tomato plant in there. I'll take that tag with me too. This one is a green zebra and it does not look very good. I'm gonna leave it in there and see if it does something, but I don't think that's gonna do anything. That is another red brandy, another black creme. This one was a black creme too, but I don't see a tomato in there either. I'm gonna take that one. And those are more Queen of the Night. There's a couple of those in there, so I'll probably transplant a couple of those into the spots where I just took tags out of. Okay. So then that is those two rows. This entire side of the long tomato slicer tomato row has celery all down it. And then here, that's another zinnia. We put these cages on a couple of the zinnias because when the kids walk by down these aisles, they tend to grab the flowers and it pulls the whole plant down. So we wanted to make sure that they had support and the kids aren't pulling the whole plant down. But this whole row is seeded with okra. It just doesn't look like any of them came up just yet. So those will be coming up soon. Cross our fingers. If it doesn't come up in the next couple days, I will reseed this before we leave for vacation. Okay, so this back rows, this 1, 2, 3 rows are full of onions. We had originally planned that this whole row was going to be zinnia, but we had more onions than we knew what to do with. So that ended up being onions as well. Because back here is where we had all of our Roma tomatoes. Well, not all of them, but a good amount of them. I think there was, I don't know, 25-ish. I don't remember how many, something like that, of our Roma tomatoes last year. There are Roma tomatoes in here that volunteered. So this is where I pulled that one that's up there that doesn't look so great, but there's still a couple more. I'm just gonna leave them, see what they do. And there's another one. There is borage. Again, borage. I'm leaving them. The borage just seems to reseed itself every year. There's another tomato. And then this is the asparagus bed that we made. There is some asparagus coming up in there. We haven't got to weed this again yet, but there is asparagus. So this is its second year. It's very small. Very, very small. But it is in there. We just haven't gotten to cleaning this mess up. Shai did clean it up pretty well, but it hasn't gotten completely done. And then this back row is our tomatillos and cherry tomatoes. And if you see, we actually have plants. So let's let this plane pass and I'll tell you. So as you can see behind me, there is just farmland. I mean, there's some houses, yes, but there's farmland all behind us, okay? The sun's right in my eyes. But yeah, it's pretty well farmland out here, okay? So last year, we planted out our tomatoes and everything before they came through and sprayed the fields and with, you know, like the herbicides or whatever. And it killed my cherry tomatoes because this is very close to this backfield. You can see how close the backfield is. I mean, that's really close. So it killed this back row. I was lucky that it didn't kill the onions, but it definitely killed all of the tomatoes. So this year we waited to cut down all of this tall grass that was here, and waited to plant the cherry tomatoes. But I did wait, but then not her either, but Bean's little babies, yeah, her babies decided that it was a good idea to eat the tops off of all of my tomatillos back here. Okay, so I had to buy tomatillo plants. I have no clue what variety these are, which is disappointing. I don't know, but is what it is. But now we got more tomatillos in here, so I'll go back through this and show you. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 tomatillos that I bought, and then this one is one that I started that they didn't eat because it was laying on the ground like this. They couldn't eat it, or they didn't see it. It was in the weeds. Yep. Okay. Tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes. Which one is this? This is chocolate tomato. Get the tag. This one's chocolate cherry too. Okay. This one says red. So we don't have a Brad's Crazy Cherry. Dang it. That one says red. That one says red. That one says spoon, but I think that stem is too thick to be a spoon tomato because look, and it's hairy. But I don't know. We'll see. And then that one's a pear. That one's a white. And that one is a baby Roma, that little tiny thing. So cross your fingers that we actually get some cherry tomatoes this year. And then I'm not going to go around out back, but I can just show you guys from here what's going on. Roy and Shy tilled up this space back here for us. There is corn coming up in this. This is baby corn. And then in the mound that is surrounding this is cucumbers. And then melons over there. And then this is all sunflowers. So, yeah. That's what we got going on. It is the very end of May. It is the 31st. But I told myself I would get a garden tour out for May. And here it is, okay? It's the last day of May, but it's still May. So I got it. I have been sick for a month and a half. This past week, I just now feel better. And Roy and Shy have been really busting ass and getting everything done. They keep going, it's your turn. It's your turn. Get out here, Bee. This is your garden, Bee. Come help us do stuff, Bee. Don't you, Shy?
We tell you to come water.
But I've been so sick. So they thought I had a respiratory infection, okay? Originally, I had a respiratory infection. And I took a antibiotic and prednisone. And it started to get better, but it never went away. So then I went back to the doctor because one of the doctors in our building heard me coughing. And he was like, come over here. So I went and seen him. And he gave me Bactrim. Okay, it's a really strong antibiotic. I ended up being allergic to that and had a respiratory response to it. So he took me off of that, put me on prednisone again, and that didn't help. So then he put me on Advair, which is an inhaler, and I was allergic to that too. So then he switched me to a different inhaler, and it's working. But so it's been a month and a half that I've been pretty sick. But yeah, we got it done finally. Roy and Shy have really been busting ass, pulling through, getting shit done. I've been doing what I can. That's why you guys haven't really seen videos, is because I have not felt like doing much and just doing what I can. Having a hard time breathing, so you can't breathe, so you can't really walk around and make a video. So we just been doing what we can, and that's that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. This is probably going to be one of our shorter garden videos, but the kids aren't here right now, and I was trying to get it done while they're not here, and now I'm going to put my phone down and help Shy water. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.